Deep down, you've always sensed there's more to life than just existing, haven't you? You felt it. Moments of strange clarity, knowing your soul carries a deeper truth. Yet something still blocks you from fully embracing your path. Fear of the unknown, the mystery of death, the shadows of uncertainty. Today, that fear ends, because you're about to unlock the real story of what happens to your soul after you leave this world, a journey of emotional release, spiritual freedom, and true awakening. Your choices, emotions, and memories are not random. They're guiding you toward your deepest evolution. If you've ever wondered why you're truly here, keep watching. By the end, you won't just understand death. You'll embrace life in ways you never thought possible. What if you found a book so dangerous it had to be burned? Hidden beneath a ruined abbey, sealed by unreadable symbols, it doesn't describe life. It reveals precisely what happens after death. Step by step, day by day, your soul's journey through consciousness. This knowledge wasn't forbidden due to spells. It reveals freedom, a freedom that breaks spiritual obedience and reprograms your soul. You weren't meant to see this, but now you have. Its pages echo across civilizations, Egyptian tombs, Aztec codices, Tibetan scrolls, all describing identical afterlife stages. Coincidence or lost spiritual science? The manuscript describes 31 vibrational phases after death. You don't simply die and vanish. You begin again at a new frequency. Each stage reflects emotions carried through life. Emotion is the raw material of your expansion. They tried to erase it. Versions burned, others hidden. Some say a complete copy is sealed in the Vatican. Others claim it was channeled by a forgotten mystic. Wherever it originated, its vibration remains alive. Freedom begins when you stop negotiating your truth. Still here? Hit like. You're going to need this journey. You don't go where you want. You go where you've become. If your soul is shaped by every choice, what frequency echoes into eternity? Something bigger is unfolding. Only those who remember cross the veil. There's a moment when the heart stops, but you don't. Your body becomes still, but something inside you steps out. You see yourself from above. You hear the room, feel the air, but none of it is physical anymore. You're out, but not gone. This is when the silver cord begins to tremble. The invisible thread that links your soul to the body starts to dissolve. It resists, it pulses, and then it breaks. Some feel it like a soft release. Others, like being torn out of a dream too soon. You try to speak. You try to touch. But your hands pass through everything. Your voice doesn't make a sound. You scream, but no one reacts. This is not peace. Not yet. This is confusion wrapped in silence. Some souls don't even realize they've died. They stay near the body, watching loved ones cry, watching their name being spoken one last time. They try to interfere, but the world no longer responds. This is denial, not liberation. But you're not alone. Invisible presences surround you, guides, silent watchers. They do not force. They wait. They hold space until your soul is ready to accept what happened. Presence becomes the bridge between fear and surrender. Ever felt like your mind was awake, but your body was far behind? Let me know in the comments if you've ever had an out-of-body moment, real or imagined. The first day is not about judgment. It's about disconnection. The soul begins to float, not knowing where to go. But here's the truth. The way you lived is now shaping the way you detach. And this is only the beginning. At first, you still feel alive. You walk, you think, you remember. But something feels wrong. You try to speak, but your voice has no weight. You try to touch, but the world no longer moves with you. That's when the suspicion creeps in. Am I dead? You're still close to the physical world, but no longer a part of it. You see people cry, but you can't reach them. You're invisible in a place you once called home. The soul wanders. It returns to its room, to familiar places. It whispers to loved ones, tries to hold on to what's fading, but nothing answers. This is where the illusion of control starts to collapse. The lower astral isn't hell, it's memory, it's emotion without body. Here, the soul relives attachments, unspoken words, unfinished stories. The weight of what was becomes a fog around what is. Some try to reverse death. They scream, they run. They replay their final moments on a loop. It's not punishment, it's confusion. When the mind refuses to surrender, time becomes a trap. But not all is lost. Some souls begin to notice lights in the mist, whispers, presences that weren't there before. These are the guides, waiting, not pushing, because even here, free will still rules. If you've ever felt unseen, unheard, like your presence was fading, that sensation might be more familiar to your soul than you think. Share this if someone you love has ever felt lost inside themselves. The sooner the soul accepts, the sooner the fog lifts. This stage is not about death, it's about recognition. You are no longer the story you told yourself. Now, you become the one watching it from the outside. There is no courtroom, no gavel, no external judge, just you, and a mirror made of memory. The soul doesn't hear accusations. It relives echoes. Every choice returns, not as thought, but as feeling. You don't watch your life from a distance. You feel it from the inside. Every joy you gave, every pain you caused, you become the other. You wear their grief. You feel your own silence. Time shatters. All moments blur. Childhood, regrets, victories, betrayals. It all resurfaces at once. The soul isn't punished, it remembers. And remembering with the body gone is remembering without defense. This is not moral judgment. It's vibrational truth. You see your patterns, your fears, the faces you turned away from. You see the moments you abandoned yourself, and they see you back. Some souls sink into guilt. Others dissolve into clarity. The difference? Awareness. If you lived asleep, this mirror shocks. If you lived awake, it liberates. The soul doesn't fear truth. It fears delay. Guides may appear here, not to punish, but to help you hold what you see. You are not condemned, you are revealed. And in that revelation, you finally know what you've been running from. You don't heal the wound by covering it. You dissolve it by becoming it. If that line stayed with you, this is the moment to let it echo. Drop a comment with one lesson life keeps repeating until you finally feel it. Clarity is not comfort. It's light in places you left dark. The soul cannot move forward carrying what it refused to name. This review isn't punishment, it's alchemy, turning past into awareness, and just when you think it's over, the real threshold appears. Not outside, inside, because what comes next won't be seen. It'll be built by the vibration of everything you've just remembered. After the review, something breaks inside the soul. Denial no longer protects. Illusions fall. And now, a boundary appears. Not a door, not a wall, but a vibration. You don't cross it with your feet. You cross it with your frequency. This is the threshold. Not a punishment, but a reflection. Here, every fear you buried becomes form. Every guilt you ignored gains voice. The soul doesn't see the world. It sees itself. Some see labyrinths. Others face voices from the past. Some relive addictions. Others meet faces they never forgave. It's not external, it's the inner storm made visible. Your own echo made shadow. There's no script here, no guidance forward, only the energy you carry. Transmutation begins where avoidance ends. You either walk through your darkness, or you become it. Spiritual guides appear again. But now they stand still. They cannot interfere. They don't pull you through. They simply wait. Because this crossing must be chosen, not granted. Shadow is not the opposite of light. It's the doorway into it. If this hits you in the gut, you're not alone. Watch this next. How your soul chosen this life. Here are the signs. Card. Souls who crossed before speak of burning winds. Others of silence so deep it screamed. Some felt drowning. Others, a strange peace. Because the threshold is shaped by you, built by you, faced by you. This is the place where looping happens, where spirits get stuck, repeating the same pain, the same regret, not because they're punished, but because they refuse to see what hurts, but those who walk through. Something dissolves, an old layer burns, you lose what no longer belongs to you. Pain becomes wisdom, darkness becomes memory, and the soul begins to lighten. Still, would you dare to walk through your own fire? Or would you turn back and call it fate? The next stage doesn't open with force. It opens with coherence. After the threshold, something shifts. The pain quiets, the fog thins, and then a presence. You're not alone. Shapes emerge from the mist, not strangers, but souls you've known before. At first, it's overwhelming. Faces from childhood. Grandparents, partners, lost children. Sometimes they appear human. Other times, they're light. Symbols. Frequencies you once loved and forgot. They don't speak with words, but you understand. Not through the mind, but through resonance. Your lineage vibrates through you. They're not just family, they're fragments of your spiritual DNA. Some come to forgive, others come to be forgiven. Many appear just to hold space, to remind you who you were before the world told you otherwise. This is the soul remembering its origin. It's not always peaceful. Unspoken truths rise, wounds once buried open again. But here, you don't run, you feel. And in feeling, you release. The pain doesn't return. It finally moves. Sometimes they come in dreams. Sometimes in symbols. Sometimes as warmth. But always at the right time. The dead don't always disappear. They change the way they're present. The soul doesn't scream. It echoes through every unfinished truth. If someone still lingers in your thoughts, maybe they're not done walking with you. Share this with someone who still listens in silence. This stage isn't about stories. It's about energy, ancestral energy, collective unconscious, inner alchemical processes passed through blood, breath, memory. And now, they're yours to carry or to release. Some will show you your purpose. Others will reveal what blocked. This reunion isn't nostalgia. It's instruction. A sacred transmission only understood beyond the ego. When you remember who you are, you stop pretending to be what they made you. And with that, the path to choice reopens. After meeting the ancestors, something becomes clear. The soul must choose, but not through logic or words. This decision isn't made with thought. It's made with vibration. You don't speak your next step. You resonate with it. That resonance decides everything. 3 paths often emerge. Some rise into higher dimensions. Others reincarnate fast, pulled by urgency, guilt, or attachment. And some remain behind, not punished, just bound by what they still believe. Desire, fear, or purpose. These write your direction. You don't pick a direction. you become it. The soul gravitates toward the energy it cultivated in life. Those who practiced presence, compassion, coherence, elevate. Those who resisted growth stay where their vibration matches. Like attracts like. That's the hidden law. Many souls don't move on right away. They linger, hover, observe. Some try to influence the living, others just can't let go. That's when they become what we call wandering spirits. Not evil, just unresolved. Frequency without direction becomes distortion. Still, there's beauty in this moment. Because choice is sacred. Even now, no angel assigns you, no gate blocks you. Free will doesn't end after death. It begins when illusion does. And that truth humbles everything we thought we knew. You are not what happened. You are what you choose to transmute. This choice isn't just spiritual, it's vibrational. And your life is echoing that choice now, even before you die. This is where many feel an inner pull, a magnetic truth. Some feel called to serve, others feel the weight of unfinished business, and some feel peace. The soul doesn't just leave, it aligns. What makes this choice hard is not the unknown, it's the known we won't release. Attachments, identities, roles we thought were permanent, but vibration is honest, and it doesn't lie. Your energy tells the truth you hide from yourself. Those who choose wisely don't always choose escape. Sometimes they choose to return. But this time, with memory, with mission, with fire. Because now they know, this life isn't random, it's intentional. And as the soul moves forward, or stays, or prepares to return, the only thing that matters is coherence, not perfection, not control, just does your soul match the path you're trying to walk? Before moving on, the soul must turn back, not to stay, but to release. This is the plane of memories. The places, faces, and stories that shaped your human life now return. But this time, you observe, not participate. You revisit your home, your favorite chair, the smell of someone's skin, the sound of laughter that used to be yours. These are not hallucinations, they're vibrational imprints, echoes of everything you once called real. The soul doesn't revisit to relive, it revisits to let go. This is not about regret, it's about closure. You don't correct the past, you free yourself from carrying its weight. Every memory you release becomes one less chain. And it's not just people, it's emotions, the feeling of being ignored, the pain of not saying goodbye, the guilt of things left undone. They all rise, not to punish, but to be honored, felt, and finally, dissolved. Here, the material world appears like a dream. Houses feel hollow, names lose their shape. Money, roles, status, they fade like smoke. What remains is love, truth, presence. Everything else was costume. If your life feels heavy, it's not too full, it's too false. Detachment is not indifference, it's clarity. And clarity reveals what no longer serves your vibration. Some souls get stuck here. They try to change the past, interfere, appear in dreams, push emotions into the living. But attachment only delays the next step. Letting go is not weakness, it's wisdom. Others walk slowly, touching each memory like a sacred page, thanking it, releasing it. They cry, but the tears don't weigh them down. They become lighter with each goodbye, and lightness is a sign. The path is clearing. You can't skip this part. You can't cheat emotional truth. If something still haunts you, it will show up here. Not to hurt you, but to ask, are you ready to stop carrying this? And when the last thread is cut, something new begins to stir. Not sadness, not joy, but space. And in that space, a doorway into something greater. As the soul moves forward, something shifts. The need for attachment fades. The ego, once loud and demanding, grows quieter. In this space, you are no longer defined by roles or stories. You are simply awareness itself, connected to everything and nothing. In the realm of consciousness, time ceases to hold power. You no longer feel like a separate being. The boundaries of self dissolve, and what remains is pure vibration. The soul remembers its true essence, a spark of universal love. It's not that you forget the past. It's that you understand it, in its entirety. Every pain, every joy, they blend into a single, clear vision. You are the sum of your experiences, but you are not them. Here, in this realm, you meet beings of light, not to guide you, not to teach you, but to remind you of what you've always been. You've always been light. You've always been home. The veil between you and everything else disappears. You understand that your thoughts are not your own. They're part of the collective mind. Every consciousness you encounter reflects your own. We are all one, and yet, we are all separate. What if the truth isn't hidden? What if you've been walking past it all along? Take a moment to let that sink in. Let me know in the comments. What would it feel like to know we are all reflections of each other? At this point, there is no longer any need to struggle. You're no longer trying to fix the past or control the future. The present is the only thing that exists. And in the present, you are whole, you are complete, you are enough. The dissolution of ego isn't about forgetting yourself. It's about remembering who you truly are, beyond the personality, beyond the story. You are a part of everything, and everything is a part of you. As the soul begins to merge with this boundless consciousness, it experiences what some call the cosmic remembering. The truth isn't learned, it's remembered, and with that remembering comes peace. The last illusion is dissolved, the fear of separation. Now ready to step beyond this place, the soul feels no rush. It moves with purpose, not urgency. The journey has already been. Now, all that remains is to walk in unity with the flow of the universe. At this point, you feel the soul beginning to hum with a subtle rhythm. It's not a sound, but a frequency. Everything you've experienced, the pain, the growth, the detachment, has been preparing you for this moment. Now, you align with the vibration of who you truly are. The final tuning is not about improving, but remembering. The soul doesn't become something new. It sheds the last layers of illusion that keep it from its essence. You are already everything you've ever been destined to be. In this phase, there is no need for a guide. The soul is its own guide. It knows where to go, what to do, and most importantly, how to return to the light. What you've learned is already inside you. You only need to let it resonate. This is when everything you've been through becomes clear. The soul can see how every step, every decision, and every moment of suffering was part of the greater plan. Nothing was in vain. Everything had its purpose. During these days, you feel the pull of the higher planes. You are not drawn by desire, but by resonance. You no longer choose with your mind. You choose with your vibration. And that vibration leads you back to the source. This alignment doesn't happen through force. It happens through surrender. The soul no longer resists what is coming. It simply flows with the energy it has cultivated through its journey. The final frequency is smooth, like a river returning to the ocean. What if you didn't have to chase peace? What if it's already here, inside you? Feel that for a second. Share your thoughts on this revelation in the comments below. The higher planes are not distant. They are within reach, always. When you're in alignment, they are not far. They are you, the light you seek, the love you long for, the wisdom you crave. It has always been part of you. You only need to recognize it. As the soul prepares to move fully into the next stage, it does so with the understanding that it is always in alignment with the universe. The tuning is complete. You are now one with the vibration of life itself. And with that alignment comes peace. When the final tuning happens, there is no longer a question, no uncertainty. The soul knows where it is headed, and it moves toward it not with fear, but with clarity. The journey, after all, is not the end. It is simply the next step. In the final days, the soul is close to its next destination. The journey isn't over yet, but it's near. This is when the living still have influence. Your prayers, your thoughts, your rituals, they create a bridge. The soul feels them, even from the other side. The living's love has power. It's not just emotion, it's energy. And when you pray with intention, you connect across dimensions. The soul hears you, even if it seems distant. You are still tied by love, and love is always a bridge. At this stage, the soul is in a semi-vibrational state. It's almost completely aligned with its new plane, but it is still sensitive to the energy of the living. Your thoughts and prayers can still raise its vibration, helping it cross the final threshold. The beauty of this moment is that the soul can still be helped. Even when someone is no longer physically here, they are never too far away. Your connection doesn't die with the body. It continues, influencing the journey of the soul through your thoughts, your actions, your love. The bridge isn't one-sided. The soul feels the love and energy of the living. It may not be aware of every prayer, but it is aware of the presence behind it. It's like feeling warmth without knowing the source. That warmth guides the soul to its next step. Ever felt like someone's presence was with you, even when they were gone? That's the bridge. Tell me in the comments, how do you stay connected with loved ones who've passed? Some souls can't cross on their own. They need the final push from the living. It's not about force, it's about love. And sometimes, that's all it takes. A thought, a prayer, a moment of pure intention sent out into the universe. Your love can be their wings. As the soul moves closer to its destination, it feels a strange peace. Not all souls go quickly, but all go eventually. And when the time comes, they cross. Not into the unknown, but into the known. The place where all energy returns, where everything makes sense. In these final days, the soul is like a seed waiting for the soil to open. It is already on the path, but the energy of the living helps it take its final step. And when it crosses, it doesn't go alone. It takes every prayer, every thought, every moment of love with it. You are never truly apart. The cycle completes. But it's not the end. It's the beginning of something eternal. The soul has crossed, but the love remains. It always does. The final day arrives. It's not marked by time, but by vibration. The veil that separated the soul from the physical world is closing. No more resistance, no more hesitation. This is the soul's final moment in the transition. The last breath before full immersion into the next realm. This is where everything becomes clear. The journey that seemed so long, so confusing, now makes perfect sense. All the layers, all the stages have led to this point. The veil closes, but not as an end, as a return to the beginning. The soul no longer feels the pull of the living. The emotional weight of attachment fades. What once felt like loss is now understood as part of the greater journey. You are not leaving. You are simply returning to the source of all things. As the veil closes, the soul is no longer torn between two worlds. It is finally home. No more fear, no more uncertainty, just pure connection. The final shift happens, not as a dramatic event, but as a natural process, like breathing in after a long exhale. This is the moment when everything that was left unsaid, undone, or unresolved finally falls into place. There is no need for more. The soul has traveled through its journey, now complete. All that remains is integration into the next phase of existence. What if the soul never truly leaves? What if we're all connected in ways we can't see? This is the moment when the veil finally falls. Tell me your thoughts. Do you believe the soul stays with us, even after death? When the soul crosses fully, it is not lost. It is not alone. It is simply aligned with a new frequency, a new vibration. The cycle is complete, but it doesn't mean the soul is gone. It means it has moved on to a new existence, where it is part of the eternal. This final step isn't about closure, it's about continuity. The soul is no longer bound by the limits of time or space. It has transcended those boundaries. Now it exists in the flow of all things, part of the rhythm of life, death, and rebirth. And as the veil closes, the cycle that was once bound by suffering, confusion, and separation is now complete. The soul has remembered its truth. It has crossed the threshold, and in the process, it has become one with everything. The cycle is no longer something to fear. It is simply the eternal dance of existence. The final veil isn't an end. It's a reunion with the infinite. The cycle completes, but the journey continues forever. The soul is free, and in that freedom, it becomes everything. You now understand that death isn't an ending. It's a powerful reflection of every emotion, choice, and intention you cultivate throughout your life. Everything you do now is shaping your soul's future. And with that awareness comes an incredible power. You can consciously choose the vibration you carry. If you found this knowledge powerful, subscribe and leave your like below. Comment this powerful affirmation: "My vibration shapes my eternal journey." Share this video with someone who fears death, because it's time they understood the beauty and power behind the veil. Now that you know your soul's journey, watch this next video where I reveal how to transmute emotional patterns through vibrational alchemy.